Yeah, there's going to be a lot of distractions coming up. Tempest Remastered and Modern Masters are both going to be things that are, I mean, we're going to be paying a lot of attention to them on the podcast. I'll be drafting them too. Hopefully they won't overshadow the set too much though, just from a time perspective. Would I vote in for Hall of Fame this year? I need to see the list again. Eric's high on my list. His fourth top 8 really put him in a good place for me. But I need to see the list. Maybe Moraine Liebherr. I like him a lot. We'll see. Am I going to take a strong stance about how bad the value is for online pre-releases? Not really. I mean, I play them, you know, I think that like it kind of is what it is. You know, do I wish the prices were a little higher? Yeah, maybe. But for the most part, I think it's like, you know, I get it that they can augment the pay structures a little, and I'm willing to pay. I don't go crazy on them though. I'd probably play more, you know, if they were lower. You have a PPTQ this Sunday and want to play Sultai Control, which is amazing, but you're cutting Kioras and not playing Siddiqis. Okay, that seems fine. Oh, no. This deck will be changed. Remember, the new set's not out on Magic Online. So this is this is pre-Dragons. It'll have a few new cards in it for sure. Am I in the Hall of Fame? No. I am not even Hall of Fame eligible. You have to have 150 lifetime pro points. I have 2. So that's not going to do it. And you have to, it's the Pro Tour Hall of Fame. It's for players in the Pro Tour specifically. So no, I am nowhere near the Hall of Fame. Thanks, Red. Yeah, it was fun. I'm glad to hear that too. Faltum Invocation in this standard deck here? Probably not very good. Too many token decks out there. Was Tempest a good set? It depends on how you frame it. Tempest was an amazing set. It did a lot for Magic. It doesn't live up to what we have now, though. As far as draft and stuff like that. Though people do like it. I think Luis likes to draft it. I don't. I've drafted it. It was like just okay. But Tempest Remastered, you know, they're going to really put some developer hours into it, so it'll be different. Need a broadcasting wing like baseball. You know, I actually do agree with that. And not for personal reasons. I just think that, like, I think Brian David Marshall should be part of the Hall of Fame for the Pro Tour, even if he doesn't have the player resume for it. I firmly believe that, you know, a guy like that who's given so much to coverage and to expanding the game and so much over the really long term. That's the thing that really impresses me, is he's been at it for so long. I think a guy like that should be in no questions asked. I cannot get 148 pro points easily. I could get them, but I'm in a weird place now where, you know, playing in Pro Tours isn't really what I want to be doing, to be honest. I like doing coverage, and I like following that career path more than the career path of a Magic player. Yeah, I like that, Ryan. I like expanding it to a Magic Hall of Fame because, you know, right now being narrow and in the Pro Tour Hall of Fame, you can't get people like Mark Rosewater, like, you know, Richard Garfield, right? Like, he should probably be in something that remembers, you know, what he gave to us. And, you know, a lot of the, you know, Scaff and a lot of the early people too. I think that would be a great way to make sure that we remember who made this game that we all love so much. It's a big deal for sure. Efro's going to give me his next 2 years of pro points because he's got more than enough. And he can, it's sort of like frequent flyer miles. He can just ship me a bunch of them. Thank you, Efro. I'll take them. Now, I still feel like I have a little work to do. How'd I get into poker? Like there was a time in the early 2000s called the poker boom, where a lot of people got into poker, and I kind of was one of those people. Basically, an amateur player won the World Series of Poker, and a few years before that, a movie called Rounders had come out, and there was kind of a weird confluence of events that made poker kind of hit this weird spot that made it more visible to a lot more people. And me and my friends started playing home games, and then eventually a few of us sort of graduated into, you know, grinding for actual money as opposed to just messing around or whatever. Yeah, we can do a 2-man. You guys want to do a 2-man? I'll spew some value for you guys. Did I pick the right thing? Sultai Control. Okay, I just want to make sure I had the right deck. Yeah, Chris Moneymaker was his name. I agree, Mega. Yeah, 2000 to 2005 was the great times for that kind of stuff. Well, I'm just in this too, man. If you want to jump in, you can. Which is better, in my opinion, poker or MTG? I think Magic's better. Yeah, the whole card cam, exactly. Ryan brings that up. There's a camera called it's called a lipstick camera that they came up with a few years before that, and it kind of developed, and it went into the table and it let the player show their cards to the camera, and all of a sudden the coverage got infinitely better because people could kind of play along with each of the players and figure out what was going on, where before the coverage was just like sitting there and watching a poker table. And if you've ever done that, it's pretty boring. There's not a lot going on, and it's not good. I like Magic better than poker overall, just because it's a lot more dynamic. It changes more. There's a lot more going on. I mean, I love poker. I love playing it. I still have a passion for it, not as strong maybe as it once was, but still it's a challenge to me, and it's something that really pushes you in some weird directions that you don't normally go in everyday life. And I like that, but when it comes to like having fun and doing that kind of stuff, I'm all about Magic. It's just more fun. Thanks, Acid, or what is that? Whatever. Yeah, thank you. I don't know why this button isn't working. You see that? I clicked it. It even turned colors, and I haven't kept yet. Keep. 3 tries, and that's been happening all day. It's weird. Not sure what's up with that. Yeah, if you want to compare it based on depth, Dryhad, Magic is deeper, but I think poker is a lot deeper than most people give it credit for on the surface. There is a heck of a lot going on in that. I think I don't need this. I've got all my colors. Yeah, I think I can ship that. That's kind of borderline, but I've got plenty of land drops here. Magic Online's not lagging for me. It just seems like the button wasn't responding. Oh wow, just draw the nuts, huh? Why not? Whoop. Llanowar Waste. Doesn't really matter what I take here. I don't think so. So we are facing a mountain, which no 1-drop mountain means it's probably not that all-in aggro deck like the one that just wants to play a billion ones, but yeah, we'll see. Could be that with a bad one. Thanks, Paul. Yeah, Urborg's here. And it looks like it is that 1-drop deck. Nothing like drawing Ugin the turn after your opponent plays Monastery Swift Spear. I'm just going to leave back the Satyr Wayfinder. They have a few haste creatures. I'm just going to use Bile Blight here. How often do I stream? Not very often. I find it hard to fit into my schedule. Unfortunately, I actually like doing it. I mean, I have a lot of fun with you guys, and I always say, like, I've stopped saying that I'm going to do it more often, just because sometimes it doesn't, because it hasn't been able to actually happen. Sure. Kind of wrecking me here. And now that I didn't play Bile Blight, my opponent could have just a 1-mana burn spell, though. I suppose that's a risk I'll take here. If they shock me or whatever, I think I can live with that. All right. So what is our plan here? Playing Ashiok and plussing is somewhat mediocre. Playing Kiora and minusing is kind of attractive. I think I'll do that. just make my opponent use a spell on Kiora, and I get to play an extra land guaranteed and get through my deck a little bit here too. Yeah, that was really bad. I should have definitely responded. I realized afterwards that my opponent could have Wild Slash and blow me out. I ever thought about expanding limited resources to a stream podcast? Yes, that is something that I have considered. Right now, it costs me like money and a bunch of extra effort that I'm not willing to put into it quite yet. But yeah, this is getting a little ugly. I'm apparently paying more attention to the chat than anything else here. I took one off of my Yavimaya Coast, even though I had a Temple of Malady. That's pretty good. All right. The good news about playing Ashiok against this deck is that you usually hit something you can cast the next turn just that, maybe use as a blocker or whatever. The bad news is that Ashiok just doesn't do much. Heel Cut and a Swift Spear. All right, seems fine. Yeah, I'm sending a message. I just have life points to spare. Now I'm going to get dragoned here. Or heel cut, that's fine. That much is very fine. What mic? Oh, this is the Elmer special. You can see it's got Elmer. He sits atop it. No, this is a Rode Podcaster is what it's called. Oh, this worked out beautifully. It's about the best case scenario right there. I love that. Yeah, it's called the Rode Podcaster mic. Really good. Big fan of it. Yes, I have been M-keying a bit here, but I'm a little lazy. I think I'll keep that one on top of my library. And is there any reason to attack? No, there's none. Yeah, I've got a good sound set up for the podcast stuff too, and I just used that same one for the stream, so it should sound good. Although I did have a volume issue earlier where I actually had to turn up the volume all the way, which is a little weird. Heel cutter. Guess I do kill it. Not sure, but I'm told this is a good card. Is there a way to open a game with someone in your buddy list on MTGO? Yeah, you can challenge your buddies. You can go to your home here, and you can pick somebody, and then you just put challenge player. And then that'll do it. Speaking of that'll do it, Ugin has spoken. All right, so how do I sideboard against this deck? I think I've only played it like twice. These Freaka's Cures, these Drown in Sorrows. Probably want stuff like this. Doubt these Disdainful Strokes are good. I doubt these Thoughtseizes are what we want either. Drowns, downfalls. Ashiok's probably mediocre. Kiora's mediocre. Crux is probably not very good either. Digs. These are this deck is just not well set up for this, clearly. What are you guys saying? Ugin time. I like that. Death Dealers. Yeah, maybe that is what I want. They just block. I don't know how often this deck can cast them on turn 2. Thank you. Yep, you bet. Needs more stream content the weeks between events. That's probably a good point. We want Tassigers. We're actually going to be able to cast Tassiger. All right. I'm in. Cut a couple of digs. I think I just want to cut these really slow cards, right? Negate. Yeah, I'm not a big Stoke the Flames fan. I'll keep it in Negate here for sure. This guy can actually gain us life, so I guess if we're going to keep in something huge, we probably want one of those. All the Planeswalkers? He overvalues them, clearly. Yes, Magic does have VSL. That is a good point as far as events in between. What about Liliana Vest? That's just like way too slow, right? Is it better than something we're doing here? Yes, I'm cosplaying Marshall. That's what's... why did they print that card? Why couldn't it have been something awesome? Of course, it has to be a 5/7 right in Luis's wheelhouse. Caught his eye before he even noticed the name. Well, this looks legit. Cut an Ashiok, yeah, you're probably right. That would have been good too. Although, I have to say my opponent was very concerned about Ashiok. They went right. They spent like 2 turns and 1.5 cards on Ashiok, so I can't really argue with that, with keeping him in. Marshall Swiftwater Clips. That's pretty good. Speaking of pretty good, I've got Bile Blight, Farika's Cure, Murderous Cut, and Silence the Believers in my opener, so that's what this is supposed to do. If he goes off here, makes like 2 creatures, makes that thing huge, then it's really annoying, but if my opponent doesn't, Hammer Hand, sure, so that's hitting me for 3 right now. Do you have another thing? That's the question. You don't. Just going to main phase this thing so that there's no shenanigans on my opponent's turn. If there are more soldiers, I can use the Bile Blight on that. What is that, a Hoplite? Foil Hoplite? Going off. This gives me Murderous Cut, which could be better than Bile Blight here, just on the Satyr Hoplite. If my opponent, plays 2 or 3 spells in a row, I could get awkward. But if I just Murderous Cut, then it's better. Yeah, see, this is why we don't Bile Blight right away. All right, so we get to Bile Blight these guys away and take 4. That's acceptable. We're just going big here, drawing every removal spell in our deck. I guess we did board into a heck of a lot of them, but still, this is nice. You don't like Hall of Triumph. Did you miss the last round of the draft? We lost to Paul. Yes, we did. It wasn't pretty. Do I kill this thing? No, right? I mean, I'm not drawing any creatures anytime soon to deal with it, but I gotta kill this thing. Are there any planeswalkers this deck plays? No, right? All right, so I guess I just do nothing here, actually. Well, I was going to do something, and now I'm just going to do nothing instead. Team Shelley, sure, you're in. Oh, they do play Chandra? I know they can. I don't think that this deck plays 4-drops, though. That'd be really annoying. Yeah, I think Outpost Siege is the card of choice there. Guess I just Sultai Charm this. No, if just in case they have Outpost Siege, I think I'm just going to Murderous Cut here. Yeah, I don't know if this all 1-drops deck does, but I guess now that we've seen a Rabble Master, we know that it's not all 1-drops. All right, well, we're 1 mana away from winning. All right. I don't want my opponent to scry, and I don't want to take 4 damage, so you got me. There's that 4th mana. It's a heel cutter, though. Did he dashed? All right, fine. I forgot to make green mana. I don't know. I might play one more. Opponent is hanging in there like a boss. Feels like this one's in the books. Land scoop. All right, we'll take it. And unfortunately, the prizes aren't exactly amazing here. Ugh. This is when I'd scoop. Yeah, that seemed like a pretty good time to scoop when your opponent's resolving 7 drops and you are not. showed his hand. He had a bunch of creature removal, it looked like. Maybe just a bunch of burn. That's not going to get it done. Should I do another one? We can do another one. Why would he have Syrian blood after sideboard? I agree. Hey, Zapgaze, how goes? Yes, I did lose money. I'm spewing value on behalf of the stream here today. Oh, oops. I just accepted that. Let me... All right. Well, I'm going to have to play in the two-man here. Sorry, whoever I just accepted. Let's see here. That would be... Scryfish. I am going to have to scoop to you here because I accepted and I would have played, except for that I ended up accidentally not getting out of that two-man queue quite quickly enough. So I'm going to have to do that because I have already punted value in the two-man. And if I win, I can punt a little bit less. So I know. Exciting, right? All right. Let's rumble. Where's the chat? That is this one. This is weird when this does this, isn't it? All right. All right, we did it. That was harder than the game. Yeah. Think in most scenarios we just play this first. We can Thoughtseize twice on the next turn if we want. And if our opponent's playing one drops, it kind of doesn't matter anyway. Temple of Deceit, blue-black control. Or maybe just a mirror. I'm just going to wait on the Thoughtseizes. Is this a different guy? Yeah, I think so. I didn't look at the name, but... Top and then top again. Must be nice. See if we hit a land here. Not a land. All right. Well, we'll fire off one of these. See what we're up against. Dissolve, Bioblight, Ashiok, sure. So we're going to take Ashiok here. And then we'll probably wait to fire off the other one until we're going to try to resolve a threat or something. That's what I'm assuming, at least. No, we'll Thoughtseize now. It's just if we're playing blue-black, there's no turn 2 play that I care about. Now we can just sit. Don't want that. I guess I Thoughtseize here. He can counter it. Or not. Either way, we're going to get the counter out of his hand. And then we can try to set up Kiora, which is fine. So this is going to draw Dissolve, which is what we want to get anyway. Okay. Another card on top. Well, that's not great news, but we'll just go for it anyway. Yeah. That makes things interesting. I'm just going to do this then. All right. Dig Through Time, Bioblight, Hero's Downfall. So the Bioblight obviously doesn't matter. The Dig does in a pretty huge way. The Hero's Downfall does, but I think I'm going to play Kiora and minus it anyway. So I'm just going to take dig here, and then next turn we'll play Kiora and minus and say, sure, you want a downfall, you can 2-for-1 yourself, and if not, then we get Kiora. So that's the plan. The Desperation, Drown in Sorrow main deck just for the scry. Finally put something on the bottom. And we pick up Disdainful Stroke, which isn't bad, but I'm still just going to go for Kiora here, since we know what our opponent drew. Going off. Yeah, I might use the charm to take the Murderous Cutaway later, but for now I like setting up Kiora and forcing this issue. I'll keep Kiora around. This incentivizes our opponent to use that Hero's Downfall. And we've got Garruk Apex Predator in hand, which I would also like to be able to protect, not have it get immediately downfallen. So the question is, do I want to use Sultai Charm here? Probably not. I don't know. Doesn't really do much else. I'm going to just wait, though. Upkeep kill Kiora? That's fine. It's going to keep filtering through these lands here. All right. So I'm going to Sultai Charm on my opponent's end step here, I think, to dig, not through time. Prognostic Sphinx. So I can make... Yeah, I think I let this resolve, and then I go for Hero's Downfall. And then if they discard, I can go for Murderous Cut. And then on my turn, if they discard again, I can Sultai Charm. So you got it. Disdainful Stroke I'm going to save for something else. So we'll go for Downfall here. I'm expecting one activation here. And then I don't know if my opponent's going to go for the second one or not. Yeah, I think I still do it this way. Okay. So discard 2 Bile Blights for opponent. But then now I get to untap and Sultai Charm, or maybe even Garruk. 2, 3. I think Garruk plus Ashiok, or Sultai Charm plus Ashiok seems sweet. Okay, so that's 0 cards now. Kind of assumed that last one was going to be awesome, but apparently not. All right. Well, we've got a 5 loyalty Planeswalker against a 3 power flyer. And we get to start hitting, we get to play Garruk as well. Yes, I should have done that during his upkeep for sure. Attacking me. I like that. That makes sense. Opponent's on 1 card. Oh yeah, Ashiok does make the scry terrible. Good point. Yeah, real bad. But yeah, I could save 3 damage. That was the deal there. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. All right, well. Let's make a Garrick. And see if this guy resolves. Opponent has one freshly drawn card in hand. So what I can do is I can try to kill the Sphinx, force that discard, or I can just start making beasts. If I do this, Garrick falls down to 2, they discard and then kill Garrick. So yeah, I think I just have to make a beast here. 4-turn clock for our opponent with the Sphinx. But we get to play Ugin probably at some point here and help that in our favor. Feel like it favors us, though it's closer than it looks probably. Yeah, it's 3 to do Garrick. Who's in for Luis this week? Unclear. I will figure that out soon, though. It's either nobody or somebody. Top, bottom, top. Probably doesn't matter. The hosting player has left and this game has been canceled. Okay, so that was just a rotten lie. Just didn't even happen at all. Can I crack this? I don't even need to. There's an Urborg. All right. So let's do that. Attack you. You know, I don't actually know what to do here. I can play Ugin. I could minus Ugin to get rid of the Prognostic Sphinx, but that would also take out the Beast and the and Ashiok. If Ugin resolves and I do that, though, like, how in the hell do I lose this game, right? I've got Garrick and Ugin going. I mean, there's ways I could, for sure. If Garrick does, excuse me, if Ugin doesn't resolve, you know, it gets counterspelled or whatever, then what am I doing? Just making a beast and continuing along? Yeah, that seems fine. I'll go for Ugin. Boomgin. So I think I'm just going to -5 here. And see if that happens. And it does. All right. And now I'm left with Ugin and Garrick. And I'm going to have Disdainful Stroke up soon, which is nice too, just in case my opponent finds like a dig through time or something. Yeah, cancel that order. Now I just get my 2 Sweet Planeswalkers. Attack first, don't want to walk into Bile-Blight. And there's Bile-Blight now. But that much I have to just accept. Wouldn't have been a bad few top decks. Land for our opponent. That's rough. Okay, so what do we do in the board? Negates for sure. That's easy. Tassigers, yes. Liliana, yes. Disdainful Stroke, yeah. We just want as many counters as we can get, right? Opponent's playing that stupid Sphinx, which makes things a little bit more annoying, but I still think pretty manageable. Like maybe we leave in one Crux of Fate. The Hero's Downfalls are probably fine. The Bioblights are out easy. Sultai Charm is not great, I don't think. What are you guys saying in the chat here? All right, sleep well, Mega. Death Dealer is really hard for control to beat. I don't know if that's true. This is the Rakshasa matchup. We're the aggro. Could bring him in. Yeah, I don't need the murderous cut. I mean, this is what I was going to do it like this. But you guys are saying I actually want the Death Dealers here, huh? Yeah, it's kind of what I was thinking. I think it's better just to have, like, counters. And, I mean, look at this looks like a pretty good control. Like, what are my dead cards here? Dead. Like, Wayfinder's not dead. It's not great, but it helps hit land drops, which is super important in these type of mirrors. Everything else I'm doing is ridiculous outside of Sultai Charm. Hero's Downfall's okay, but it kind of a card that you need, I think. Yeah, maybe I'll try him. Maybe you guys are right. Here, I'll put him in. I've never sideboarded a card like that in before. I just got this list online. I don't know why they're in there at all. Ashiok doesn't do much here. That's not true. You ever played a control deck and had your opponent play a turn 3 Ashiok? You are not happy. Card does serious work. I think we're going to get Thought Seized. Hopefully they don't take the Wayfinder. Crux is not dead. Crux is dead-ish, but this our opponent's playing Prognostic Sphinx. So I think having one of those is okay. Not good, but okay. He did take the Wayfinder. What a monster. How dare you. Now I look like a genius for playing the Temple over the other Temple. Yeah, Ashiok is definitely insane. Grind Clock. Looks like my Thoughtseize was a little too late. All right. Well, we'll have to try to race a Grind Clock, I guess. No hand at all. But currently none needed. Huh. The grind is on. This could get interesting, actually. This is what the Death Dealers are for. I have a charm. There's a charm still in here. Ugin. How does Ugin beat a Grind Clock? Doesn't feel super likely. I mean, it can. I'm not saying it straight up can't, but turn 2 Grind Clock versus turn whatever Ugin is not great for us. Okay. Yeah, if we draw an untapped land, we can hit Liliana, which can do some decent work against this opponent. We can find our Sultai Charm with it and kill the Grind Clock. We can just tear apart our opponent's hand. We missed, though, so we'll have to wait an extra turn. Don't think I want that land. Yeah, we got Gainsayed. That happened. Everybody's like, Gainstay still in the format, apparently. That's funny. All right, well, let's try to see if we can resolve a Lilianaves. Stroke. Opponent's drawing well. He's drawn 2 counter spells out of 3 draw steps, so when you've got a grind clock going, that's definitely what you want to be doing. Down to 1 card, going to 2. Yeah, you're right. We can't Liliana minus against Grind Clock. Wow, and the last card is a... Man, that draw... This draw has been insane. Drew Dig Through Time, Gainsay, and what's it called? And just bang, bang, bang. I will slam these Planeswalkers once I have the mana for it. Yeah, Liliana Search doesn't work. He can just mill. But I can destroy his hand. That helps. So that I could resolve these things and kill him with them. Alright, well, let's do that. Feels like it's going to be tough to win, though, from this point. Just, this thing is a really fast clock, and I don't think we can compete with it. Alrighty, green. He's got to have a counter. He just resolved Dig. All right, so we're... He just mill himself? Oh, he did. Gonna go for Dig here? And try to find a counter. Wow. Huh. It's interesting. Did he find it? He sure did. Okay, well, 2 dig through times it's pretty reasonable to have found the counter there, so that makes sense. But it also means we're dead. Dead-ish. Now he takes Ugin. And we have to draw a dig or something like that. All right. Take it. Get a counter. Nothing like the old Silumgar grind clock combo. Wow, going up to 6 with Grind Clock. Just no mercy here. We need a Sultai Charm. Still haven't actually seen a Planeswalker from our opponent. I was assuming that Ashiok would come in, and maybe they did, but... Alright, now it's time to start milling me. Has not milled the thing yet. The Sultai Charm, so that's good. Another dig? Oh, cruise, sure. Stroke that. Ugh. This is ridiculous. So let's think about those Death Dealers, right? I put in, what, 1 or 2 of them? It'd be great. I don't think our opponent left in anything that... Look at that. Oh, here's a downfall. We found 1 hero's downfall out of all the cards that we've seen from our opponent this game that actually care about that. Can I even cast this Wayfinder? Doesn't just make the clock way worse. Doesn't actually do anything. I brought him in. It's not like I didn't listen. Also, you didn't know that our opponent was going to put Gainsay, Negate, and Grind Clock in. No, don't act like you knew that. Being Roddy. All right, see? What? Oh my god. I don't think I've resolved the spell this game. This is insane. Let's see what you got. Well, there goes that. I probably should have just scooped to that, though. I still have 27 cards, 612. I don't know. Maybe I just draw a big Planeswalker here and win or do some work. Or maybe not. Worth hiding the Death Dealers, but our opponent might actually... Why? He's not using Grind Clock. Like, if I find... Well, I guess the cat's out of the bag now anyway, so I'll just let him go. What are my exile cards? Opponent just forgets to use Grind Clock. If I can find my Sultai Charm, maybe I can actually get out of this. Fortunately, that's not happening. We put all cards from sideboard that are not all full. Yeah, he already saw the Death Dealer. That ship has sailed. He saw one at least. PLA is good. I don't have one on the board, though. So what is happening right now? Why won't my opponent use Grind Clock? I mean, they're getting away with it because I've drawn 3 lands in a row, but like if I found my... Like if I find dig and find it or something like that, I don't know. It just seems weird leaving me with this many cards, 18. If I go dig and I find like Hero's Downfall plus Sultai Charm, play both of them and wipe the board. I mean, obviously this is unlikely, but if it were to happen, like I could have won, my opponent could have just killed me by now. Very weird, right? All right, now targeting me. I will scoop to that. Because that puts me at 12 going to 11, and then dig is not going to be enough time. All right, so we brought in 2 Death Dealers. I can bring in the 3rd. Cut a Hero's Downfall. We don't want all of those, that's for sure. I'm going to cut the Crux. I think that our opponent took out the flyer. Bring in another Sultai Charm, which apparently I had all 3 of gone, by the way. So it goes. Both teams played hard, yeah. Oh, God. This looks sweet. How can we lose? I don't understand. I think I'll do this, though. All right. Show me some Death Dealers. No? No Death Dealers? All right, fine. I will keep and hope to hit a land with my Temple, Thoughtseize into Ashiok, and just scoop this thing up. Yeah, maybe a Charm for a Wayfinder. I don't know. I don't think... When was Duress last printed before this set? I can't remember. Was it in the core set? Maybe. Raised by Natives. Team Elmer. You're in, buddy. No. That's not the one. All right, what do we hit? I think we just want lands at this point. Yeah, I think Duress might have been an M15. I can't remember. Do I want to cut the Satyrs? I like the satyrs. I don't want to see that one either. What do you got? All right. You know, I thought I should play the temple first. Now I think I should have played the Thoughtseize first and figured out what my plan was for my opponent's hand as opposed to my own. I need to hit lands either way, but still, you know, knowing that my opponent has Ashiok and can cast it on turn 3 makes me more likely to want that Hero's Downfall because I can actually cast that. Anyway, that was a mistake, perhaps. So PLA is a big issue down the line. Ashiok is an issue in the immediate sense. I get to play my Ashiok first, which I suppose is pretty awesome. I think I'm going to take Ashiok here and just hope that this game doesn't get to the point where PLA is a thing. Got a lot of time from now till then. If I was for sure that this game was going to go super long, then I would take PLA because it's just too hard to deal with. But I think I can maneuver this game to a better position by the time our opponent builds all the way up to 7 mana. Yeah, and I can also just take it here. But I don't think I need to. I think I can just wait. Don't think Thoughtseizing there is really great. PLA is the card that I'm worried about. I'm ahead on board. I can, if I wait, I can leave up Disdainful Stroke. For something else. Oh, I hit creatures? What am I doing? Oh, there's even a Tasker. I'm actually just going to ultimate, though, if given the opportunity here. Maybe that's greedy. All right. This should prompt a dissolve. Ashiok's ultimate is exile all cards from all opponents' hand and graveyard. It's actually not that amazing, but you can ultimate, see, so Ashiok's on 11, go down to 1, and then you get, like, the Ashiok style ability still happens, so it's pretty great. So, like, we would have the PLA under Ashiok, for example. So 6 mana. What are we lining up here? Oh, a big dig through time? Silumgar. All right, well, GG. This isn't a bad turn. Yay, look at all the creatures. Ta-da. All right. So we somehow found a victory after ultimating our Ashiok. That was fun. want to go back and look at that one. Actually, that was kind of an interesting game, but anyway, all right, that's going to do it. I'm going to take off now because I've got actually some work to do. The rare review from LR, I need to do the video version that has the card images on it, and that takes quite a while. And so I'm going to take some time to do that now before the evening hits, and then that should be up soon too because I'm leaving soon. So thanks for hanging out with me, guys. That was really fun. I wish we could have won the first draft, but we still had a good time, and then of course got stomped by stupid Paul Cheon because he's Paul Cheon. And then we had a little fun after that too. And you know, I always say it like maybe I'll be able to fire up the stream another time. It's gotten so crowded during the day. I don't like firing it up when like Cheon and Kenji are on because like I want to make sure that they're doing their thing and you know, getting as many viewers as they can or whatever. I don't want to have it be like 5 or 6 different people that you want to watch or all streaming at once, but maybe at night I can get it going. You know, I stay up really late and maybe it'll be better, you know, to do that then. So anyway, thanks for hanging out, guys. And, I'll talk to you at the Pro Tour because, we're going to be on, coming up on Friday, and there should be an LR next week. Probably no CR though. Okay. See you guys.